Okay, so I was thinking when I was driving my husband to work, and I was thinking about stuff as far as the website goes. What do you think about me closing the discussion forum down? And then if you bought the book, like I said, like if you bought the book, you send us the receipt. You can pose questions to us via email, and then I may answer you personally, or I may do a video on Facebook Live, transfer it to YouTube because that's open for everybody. And then also take the testimonies and then put them on the business page. So there are like, let me see. I need to write this down real quick because I got to figure out a way to make sure that you all, because the website is not user friendly. It's kind of a pain in the ass in a lot of ways for a lot of you. And I understand that. It's not like Facebook, it's not immediate. It's really just, I don't know. Where the hell are my pens? Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, how many mediums of getting to Jillian? There is two emails. There's two emails. So, one's for Lillian, one's for me. There is Facebook. There is the Facebook biz page. There is YouTube. Okay. So that's 2, 3, 4. So I have 5 ways to be reached and to reach out to all of you. Okay. So with the 2 emails, you have to send us a receipt. And then we'll answer your questions. And sometimes I might answer you personally, like either Lillian or I may say, okay, here's this, and then I'll do a Facebook Live as well. Because I did that last night. Because here's the thing, I'm not trying to be anybody's doctor, okay? I don't want to be anybody's doctor. I don't want to be anybody's personal whatever, okay? Because everyone really needs to read the book or books when I get the second book out. And then if they truly don't know, if they truly are that stuck, they truly want to find out, how people are doing stuff. I know that people like to share information about like babies and they share information about what they do with their kids and all of that. And so, and there hasn't been a lot of people sharing about their children in the discussion forum, which means that, yeah, if there is something on there that people either read it or, mothers that know about this, they'll do it in the way they know how. They're not, if a mother has to ask how you feed this to your children in a Facebook, not Facebook, in my discussion forum, then they really shouldn't be doing this because they haven't done it themselves. They don't know, and they don't understand balance, I mean, it's like, and that's something that I really don't, if someone really understands this protocol, they wouldn't really ask too many questions about it. They wouldn't be asking how much to feed their kid. Because no matter what, it's like there's going to be no right answer for that. It's all based upon the mother's instinct of what's going on. If she doesn't have really good instinct, then she shouldn't be doing this anyways. So it's almost moot. So this is what I'm thinking. And you guys can tell me if you agree with this. I think you might like this way of doing it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the forum because I want all the information in there, but it's not like it's not easy. I mean, even if I did put stuff in there, even if I made plugins, make it so much easier, it's like it seems like the faster way to get to people is through email. If you have questions, just do an email. I'll answer it or I'll put it on a Facebook Live and then transfer it to YouTube and then put all the testimonies on my business page. So you guys think about that, and some of you are in the forum, some of you are not. I mean, you guys can send me an email and say, hey, I like it or I don't like it. As soon as I get access to my site, I'll pose that question to everybody because, I have trolls in there. Obviously, we know we have trolls in there. And really what the whole point is to get this information out to people regardless of what they believe. There's nothing secretive about J-Juice. And there really should, the reason why I went to the private discussion forum is because I don't want people to be, calling CPS on each other or harassing each other. But really, email is probably the best way. If you really have a specific question, then I can say, hey, still, even if you have a specific question about your child, I'm going to say, hey, if you don't, I can't tell you how much to give to your kid because you as a mother have an instinct to figure out if you've done the protocol, you know what to expect. You know how much to give to your kid. There really isn't anything I can say. I'm not going to tell you, oh yeah, 2 doses here, 5 doses here. I'm not going to say that. That's never, ever going to be what's going to come out of my mouth when it comes to advising anybody on J-Juice. Mothers have instincts. Mothers know what to do based upon their understanding and their learnedness. So, if a mother doesn't understand J-Juice, then she shouldn't be doing it. So she wouldn't be even asking me to begin with. Okay. So I'm really thinking about this because I really want to have, things are going to be kind of centralized but I'm not going to really close down the forum. It'll still be there. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give an extra added thing that if you guys don't want to ask the questions to the forum, you can email me. And then I'm going to talk, and I do talk about stuff anyways, people's questions anyways. I post it on Facebook. I put it, in a Facebook Live. I post it on YouTube. I haven't done too much with my business page because I'm not sure what to do with that page yet. So that's still hanging there. And, it's like there is like an insurance policy for I don't know what. But I think I'm going to utilize my business pages for the testimonies so that way people can see the testimonies on the business page. Then, anyone that wants to, that hasn't been blocked by me can see my Facebook page and whatever Facebook Lives I interact with. And then if you have any private questions, you can email me. And then if I blocked you on Facebook for whatever reason, because I saw that you're with some hater group or whatever, then you can watch my YouTube videos and maybe you might change your mind. I don't know. There's always hope, right? So I think that that's how I'm going to do this because really the most important thing is not make it difficult. I have been making it difficult because I want people to really want to do this. I want them to want to do this. I want them to make the effort. And I know a lot of us are mutated. It's taken a lot more for us to be able to navigate even just getting the book through the ebook. And so trying to work through WordPress and all those things, it can be a nightmare. And it's so much easier to go through Facebook. It's so much easier to go through YouTube. It's so much easier to go through email. And it's still, I am covering all the bases, keeping people anonymous. People are going to expose themselves on Facebook and that's up to them. I can't save them from that. They're going to get messages from, crazy trolls. That's fine. All of the negative press are already out there. So you Google my name, you're going to see some kind of somebody talking smack. So it's not like it's going to be any surprise to anybody that J-Juice is controversial in a lot of ways. But really in the interest of those that are serious about this, that do want to get their questions answered, I've got to change my process. I've got to change it to where it's accessible to everybody. But the questions that people need answered specifically, well, they should buy the book. And that's where I'm still going to keep with that is that, and that's, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to, Lillian will look and see, and that's how, that's what I'll do with Lillian is I'll have Lillian make sure and cross-reference. It is not going to find information and on top of your stuff as I am. I don't play with the website much. Maybe clean up the section and then only have those specific. Right. Yeah, I know. I could clean it. I could, but still, even then, even if I do clean up, which is totally, we've been only using one section out of that site, which is fine. Okay. But even then, it's still, people are still going to, what's going on is people are still going to, they're not going to want to do a search. They haven't, they just ask the questions. And they just post the questions wherever, and it doesn't really matter where they post it because it's still going to come up through my email notifications. But I really, I'm just thinking of an easier way, because regardless, I mean, you post a question here. I mean, if I took away all the sections and only left one section, you still got to go in there and you still got to, I mean, yeah, I could take away every section, just leave that one up, but it would just be a continuous, and it's still data. Then you got to go search through data and then try to figure out. And really, what's an easier data source? What's an easier data source at this point is to keep all testimonies under one business page and have that be the running thing. And people will say what they say, trolls will say what they say, have the question and answer type of thing through email. And then I'll just get, in any topics that I cover, will be through my Facebook page, which I do anyways, Facebook Live. Because I mean, the website, we can make it all state of the art, be almost like a Facebook, but it's like redundancy. Okay. And since now, people are understanding that whenever you put yourself out there on Facebook, you are exposed. That's going to be basically up to you. You lock your account down. You don't give out too much information. You don't post your children. Of course, that's just a given. You don't post your kids on Facebook unless you want to have somebody have something to say about it. Okay? So it's like, these are the things that every parent, every mother, every father has to already take into account no matter what when it comes to a social media platform. So I'm not going to worry about trying to protect those that are like oblivious to all the trolls. No, trolls exist. We all know it. It's now common knowledge. So whatever you post on Facebook, you're going to, be held responsible for whatever you post. I can't be responsible for that. I used to feel responsible for that, but not anymore. So now it's like, if you want to send me a testimony, send it to me through email or send it through a private messenger, and I'll post it on my site, like on my Facebook site, and then I'll post it on the business page. And I'll still contemplate on keeping, I might clean up, the, but there's no point in cleaning it up because there's stuff in all of those different sections. There's so many sections. I had, in the beginning when I first created the website, I had an idea of what it is that we'd be focusing on, like, testimonies on this, testimonies on that, testimonies, and then questions about specific parts of the body or specific parts of the system. And it just became too, like, it really, what I envisioned didn't exactly come out like that. And it's not like it's not like it's bad or wrong. It's just the fact that it's just the use and the ease of it. And I don't even look at all those sections. I really barely even go in there unless, I mean, I'm just answering questions through my email anyways. I really don't even go in there. And so Lillian is one that goes in there and kind of sees stuff and whatever. And so I find that it's more redundant. It was more for giving you guys a safer space until I figure out how I was going to do this business process and look at how it was all going to roll out. And now times have changed a little bit. I still will keep anonymity. Email is always the best way to be, anonymous, no matter what. And then I can then post your anonymous testimony wherever I want to post it. So I can kill many birds with one stone just utilizing the platforms that I already have. So, I'm going to think about this for a minute. I'll talk it over with, my mods and my little inner circle stuff. And thanks for your feedback, Krista. But regardless, I mean, whether you post in there and talk about your testimony, or you send me an email, or you send me a private message, it's still going to get out there. Okay? I mean, some people just send me testimonies that are not even in a discussion forum. They just send me testimonies and I just post it on my Facebook. Sometimes I'll post it in the site, and I don't even really post it in the business page because I don't even know what to use that for, really. So I think how I'm going to really get this more organized to where Lillian can utilize her time wisely, and the website really isn't that user-friendly, or would be used more. I would see a lot more. But having to rely on just the net and hoping it gets out to people, and Facebook is a great medium, and so is YouTube. And I've learned the laws of Facebook and the laws of YouTube, that there really isn't a risk of me getting kicked off for any reason whatsoever. And so my website really is more of a liability when it comes to the advertising. So I'm going to keep the advertising the way it is. But then the discussion forum is more like, okay, it's there as a theoretical safe place, but it's not being used as such, which means that people aren't feeling unsafe anymore. They're feeling relatively safe. They know how to protect themselves. They don't really have to use that private medium. So I'm just kind of going with the times. And I think that now we can finally segue into more of a public type of thing. Yeah, emails are great, Krista. I think it's fine. Emails are great, and I don't mind. That's why I say people send me an email because I get so many private messages. I get so many of this, I get so many of that. That email is a great place, and it's a great place to just capture, what we need to capture. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go, but I'm still going to think about it and figure out. But I think I already, because I was talking to my husband this morning, and I'm just like, Jay, I got to do something, because to rely on my host, my hosts, I'm still going to have them, but I don't want everything to be predicated on the website. That the only way people can get information and ask the questions and all of that is if the website's up, or if the website's this or the website's that. Will the website actually exist in the future? I think it will exist. I think it's a needed thing to have a presence on the internet. As far as the usage of the discussion forum, that's what's left up to be determined. Because I'm going to use my website for specific things and post some like public things that is not like advertising J Juice or making any kind of claims, but I'm going to be posting some stuff on there down the road once I get my little duckies in a row. So that way it's a place for just, getting information regarding current events. Okay. So that's what I am sort of in my head thinking about. But I wanted to let you guys know what's going on in my head around this, because it's still first and foremost getting the information out and getting your questions answered in some way, and for you guys to lose the fear around J-Juice. That's what's most important, is losing the fear around J-Juice. You have some kind of support. You have access to me, access to Lillian. And then if you need to get a good testimony out, there'll be a way to get your testimonies out. It says, yeah, that makes more sense. People may like that more via email video. I like the video responses. Yeah, it's like me personally talking to you without really talking to you, because I'm talking to so many different people, and that's kind of what I've been gravitating towards anyways, and why I've been doing these Facebook Lives. And that's really, what the Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives and all the different bloggers that do that, it's an amazing medium, regardless of your politics, regardless of what you believe in. It's an amazing medium that does reach out to a lot of people, and it can, and you've seen it. It can make people look really demonic, when you have these Facebook Lives and you're targeting somebody, or you can totally open up a crazy, amount of information that will open up so many people's eyes and make them be like, wow, there's possibility. There is some kind of, I don't know, faith in humanity, and that's really where I'm going to, is trying to now create more faith in humanity, more faith in the American government, more faith in our government agencies, more faith in our population and in our neighbors. We have so many journalists and so many news outlets that really want everyone to fight amongst each other, because then they get market share for all the hits and clicks and advertising, that they're actually the ones that are undermining, the American way. They're undermining, humanity's ability to progress. And that's really, then that's not the focus I want. I don't want to create division. Absolutely not. And so, when you have everything under lock and key, like a discussion forum where you're so worried about your people and how, if they can even protect themselves because of, being anonymous or not, people that now have to really take care of themselves. And if they can't take care of themselves, nobody's going to do it for them. I can't do it for them. If they can't do it for themselves, then I can't do anything for them, no matter what. So it's like I have to have faith in the people that are doing J-Juice so they can protect themselves. And so, if you have a question, send me an email if you bought the book. And so that's something that, and then if it's something that I feel it needs to be something that's put out there, as a discussion forum, that's great. And then, yeah, you're going to see YouTube videos up the yin yang. And so anyone that comes on to JJuice, they're going to have to go through all these YouTube videos. But really what they're going to be doing is getting the first book or the book, the one that's out right now, and then the second book with the one that Kevin and I are doing together. And they'll look at both of those together. And then I will say that, you know, in my book, I mean, I could go and correct and take out that section of vaccination, which I might do. I'm probably going to do that down the road, is that I'm going to take out that section about vaccinations. Because I really don't want to have that in this book. But so, yeah, I think down the road, I'm going to take out that section and do a revision in this book to take out the injection portion of it and keep the rest. Or I could leave it in there and say, hey, this is my thought process and I've evolved so much. But then it could be rather confusing when you have two books. One says one thing, the other one says another. And you're like, okay, what does she believe in? You know? And so at this point, what I've said in the past is being held against me in the media, which is fine. I totally get that. They report where I was at the time. But but I'm okay with them reporting the politics that I had a year or so ago. My politics have since changed, but I'm not okay with being tied to anybody's death, especially since my juice has been tested. It's not poisonous. That's the only thing that I'm not okay with. And I will deal with that. But I mean, I perfectly am understanding why it is people need to report my headspace a year ago, because it was rather controversial, and I completely understand that. And then Karen says, my computer illiterate self has still not figured out how to get onto it. And Jillian, thank you for trying. You went over and over to try to get me there. So okay. I understand. It's WordPress. It's a pain in the ass. It can be. It's not user friendly, really. And if you have already, other things going on, then another type of thing that you have to go and learn is just, it's just insane. So I get that. And so I think that, that's what I'm going to do, because I think that's where we need to go. And remember, it's always continuous process improvement. Sometimes things were appropriate at the time because of the climate at the time. Now things have calmed down since. People are realizing that this isn't dangerous. Nobody died from this. And now they just want the information. Yes, and emails are more user-friendly. I get it. Believe me, I wish everybody was on the same, level, and it's not always going to happen. Though I can always wish, I can always hope, but that hasn't happened yet, and it's not going to until we get our biochemistries. And by that time, it won't even matter. By that time, we will have had streamlined this. And so it's fine, but it's interesting what it is that we did the last couple years. Oh, awesome, Karen. Okay, going and get that second book too. You can go down my Facebook and see my growth too. Okay, I will, Karen, I will. I don't pay attention to a lot of you guys unless you're like that squeaky whale and you're sending me testimonies and you're active. And then I'm like, okay, I'll see who it is. Sometimes, I've seen people that have always liked my stuff and doesn't say anything, people that don't say anything, but they always like my stuff. And then I get a wild hair in my head and I go look at my haters and all their different groups and I see them liking some of these hater groups. And I'm like, so it's like, I don't even really know who it is that really, some of you are obvious, some of you are not, some of you are just kind of there peripherally, and some of you make yourself known that, yeah, I do like your stuff, I just don't say a lot, and that's fine. So I don't pay attention too much to the people out there unless they're the squeaky wheel. So I'll take a look at it, Karen. And, but yeah, it's interesting what it is that we did the last year. Okay. Segueing from a 66,000 person group into a website to where, I did create all of this information in the website, and then finally having to deal with the advertising and all of that, and then, creating the second book and all the revelations since then. So this has been such a crazy, amazing growth process that like now I feel a lot at peace at this point. I feel so much at peace. I feel like I actually have some kind of control over these out of control situations that I've been dealing with, that you guys have been seeing me deal with. And finally, I got some control over it. And that's why you're seeing me a lot more at peace. Gone through my healing symptoms from all of that PTSD the last couple of years, because yeah, you know, nobody escapes that kind of pressure and scrutiny. No one escapes the mutations from that. No matter who you are, I don't care who you are. You know, any politician, any, you know, guru of sorts that's controversial, anything, they do not escape the mutations from that. Oop, I gotta get this, hold on.
Hello, this is an important message from Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable, regarding today's service appointment.
Hold on.
To continue in English, press 1 or just stay on the line. Our records indicate that your reservation is scheduled for today, Monday, April 15th at 9 a.m. We estimate the job will take the technician around
It's my
2 hours to complete.
internet site.
Listen to this entire message and take action. No response to this message could result in cancellation of your scheduled appointment. To confirm your appointment, press 1. If you are someone over 18 with a phone,
I gotta confirm my appointment.
present for the duration of the appointment. Thank you for confirming your appointment. Goodbye.
All right. I just want to make sure I confirm my appointment. So yeah, I mean, just amazing all of the stuff that we went through. So I'm seeing a lot of YouTube subscribers. I was tweeting a little bit just the other day, and so you know people are seeing me tweet back and everything, and so I put my YouTube account on there, so people are subscribing to my YouTube, though I've disabled the comments. As far as the whole thing with Patreon and ad stuff, I mean, if Kevin wants to develop something like that with my account, you know, and do like a Patreon type of thing or do some kind of ad thing, okay, I'll let him do that if he wants to do that. As far as mine, as far as me actively trying to do, you know, really where I really truly want to feel like I'm getting compensated for my time and all of this is really through my books, or my books. Yeah, my books. I know my first book, this book has been pirated and posted on blog sites, which I will deal with. But you know, my second book is going to be straight up paperback. And so that's where really, you know, the money is going to be for me as far as compensated for my time. You know, and no matter what, the information is for free. If you buy the book, it means that you are saying thank you for your time. I want to give you equal exchange of energies. I like that. It is not required, okay? You could do this protocol without any book. If you just watch my videos and you understand there's nothing to be fearful and pain is healing, and you just manage it, and there's a billion cures out there to help manage your pain if it's that excessive. But remember that you don't want to totally anesthetize yourself or you'll undermine the process. So other than that, you use the juice topically, internally, you know, whatever. Stay on the diet, get yourself to a point to where you see the reversal in your situation. You're home free, and it's going to take, sometimes you'll have things come up that you're just not going to, you know, you're not going to expect, and you just deal with it. Okay? I mean, this protocol really is that easy. It really is that easy. Okay? So, yeah, Krista, I think the email would make people feel like they're getting an added bonus for their money and buying your book. Of course, yeah. You know, and it's, you know, it's a lot of work for Lillian too, because I'm not always going to answer emails. And I think part of it, utilizing the website was almost like a not a barrier, but a hurdle that we want people to jump through, because that would show that they really truly found a way. But that's not always the case, and that's kind of a really, you know, narrow way of measuring loyalty or measuring intent. And so, but that was what I was raised in a lot of ways where it was like a bootstrap mentality. If you really truly wanted something, you'll find a way. And if it means that you have to go through a bunch of hurdles to get there, you do. But not everybody is equipped to go through a bunch of hurdles, and I completely understand that. And so, what's the point of this? The point is to make this easy, accessible to everybody. Don't make it difficult. And that's just the things that I'm learning. Okay. And why make it difficult when you're trying to get this out there? Right? It's kind of like shooting myself in the foot. What the fuck, Jillian? But that's just because it was a way, because when you're getting bombarded by so many questions, by so many things, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It really is. And so, there had to have been checks and balances and things put in place to kind of stop that a little bit so we can think and we can create. Because really, with Lillian being there and taking care of the registration, and people still can register, and then we can send them the information. So they can still register on the website, and then, we can send them the information. But the fact that I had her as kind of like a buffer, and I had the website as a buffer, and I've been saying no private messages as far as questions, it's a buffer. I was able to think and actually make all the different connections and have the revelations that I've had. If not, I would have been still mired in all the questions through private messenger. I would have still been mired with all the questions through email. I would still be mired with all the craziness that goes along with any kind of rollout of a new whatever it is that's new on the market. Okay? And so I think that it was almost like I don't know, an unintentional, I need to think type of thing, an unintentional barrier that I had to put out there until I got my duckies in a row. And now finally I got my duckies in a row. I know what the F I'm talking about. I'm on the side of right. I figured out how to deal with the media. Okay. Now I'm okay with a little bit of the onslaught. I'm open to a little bit. So, which means that Lillian's got to get prepared too. I'm not sure if she's prepared for all that, but I will get her prepared. But I think that's kind of the direction I'm taking. And so, I just have to just think about how this is going to be and all that. And I'm thinking that, that maybe we look at the emails once a day type of thing, and it could be like whenever Lillian, I'll see it all the time because I'm always on the internet, but it has to be cross-referenced, and so I may just I may let her vet them out in the, whenever time of day that she vets them out, and then I will then go and answer unless she answers them first. It just depends. So I'll have to go through my own business process with her as far as how that's going to work. But I think it'll work fine. I think that there's a system that we can put into place to where she's already vetted them out, and then I can go and answer them, or post the questions, or do a Facebook Live, and then a YouTube Live, and then any testimonies I'll put on the. Okay, so I think I figured this out. But I wanted your feedback, and I'm glad to have Karen's feedback, glad to have Krista's feedback, glad to have all of your, your interest, because I want to make sure that this does get out. They're not trying to make it difficult. And you'll get the same questions, which then you can send a video you've already covered. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's very true. That's very true, Krista. That's very true. Because I do have so many videos. Oh, my God. So many videos. And I'll just send it, and that's it. So that's, really a good thing. So the website will be a presence. There really isn't going to be like a push for all the questions through the website. Email is going to be the modus operandi. As long as you buy the book, we'll cross-reference the receipt. And then testimonies will go on the business page. And then I'll have Lillian, whenever she vets out a person and she lets me know that they're vetted out, she could put a star next to their name or something. And then I'll know to then go in and, I'll figure it out with her how we want to do this. So, wow. Okay. Interesting. I like this new business process. It's going to be more user-friendly. It really is. Huh. This is cool. I knew I needed to change some things because yes, it's not that people aren't interested in the protocol. It's just that the website is just not, it's not like Facebook. We're used to Facebook. We're used to instant gratification. I get it. I know it. But I noticed that when I took the publisher site and put it on my Facebook, why couldn't I just do that anyways? Why make somebody go through, a bunch of hurdles? So, that's what I'll do. Thanks, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Well, all right, I'm gonna get prepared for this appointment, but you guys have an amazing day. I'll let you know when this actually rolls out officially, once I get Lillian on board and figure out our business process to handle that. And then what we plan to do with the web, with the forum in of itself. And it'll be easier for her too. So, all right, you guys have a great day. I'll talk at you later. But yeah, just drink up. Have an amazing week. Be productive. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.